Heavy metal's been around for 5 decades now, and it's a very unique genre of music. That's frowned upon, but it's very much family oriented. People get together, have a great time, and it's something that I'll never see going away. Black Sabbath were the first ones to actually do heavy metal. They were the pioneers. Very gloom based lyrics. Also, a lot of the music was detuned, which was never done before, which it gave a raw, heavy sound to it. Which, what happened was Judas Priest took it a step further, dual soloing guitars. That was never heard of before at all. And Rob Halper's high pitched screams are something that's key to a lot of musicians that use these screams during metal now. And Iron Maiden also follow that kind of flow. But Bruce Dickens also had a melody to his voice, kind of followed the rhythm of the guitars and just the overall foundation of songs, which inspired power metal and other subgenres as well. Metallica were the ones to do thrash, first to have mosh pits at concerts, full of energy. Didn't really care about anything; they just wanted to do music, and it was a rebel-based mentality between the fans and the band itself. And this also helped out Slayer. They were around the same time, but they did very satanic lyrics, very wildish guitar solos that weren't in key with rhythm. It was just this fledged on bass, fast hitting thrash metal music. Raining Blood is still considered the best thrash metal of today. Megadeth is still also one of the most known thrash metal bands. After Dave Mustaine got kicked out of Metallica, he took it a step further. He wanted to always be better. The music was much more technical. There's a big following, but could never live up to Metallica's image. Sepultura was also one of the first that had the fastest music, even though people said they were considered Slayer ripoffs. They weren't. They had such fast rhythm that is still used today at 230, 240 beats per minute. Death was like the first death metal band right around the time of Sepultura, where a lot of the lyrics were about death, but they were very much inspiration. Guitar tuning was different too, much lower, and inspired death metal. Pioneers of death metal. Cannibal Corpse took it even further, having bloody, obscene albums that were banned in many states. But Chris Barnes with the low growls and just the extreme lyrical nature was never seen and frowned upon. Pantera were the ones to keep on taking metal, through the 90s when grunge was the big thing, and then everybody's saying metal's dead. Pantera came out on top on the Billboard charts in '94 without no radio play, just word of mouth, and it's still the #1 album. Underground metal, it's helped bands throughout the 90s until 2000s. Everything was done by cassette tapes, CDs, word of mouth, magazines, to just get everything out there because the media didn't want to have anything to do with the metal genre at all, which kept metal alive. And then new metal came in. Rap-based lyrics were in. Rapping, low-tuned guitars, 7-string was the first to be done in new metal. Korn was a very big inspiration with that. And it's still used today, not so much, but definitely an important part of metal. Festivals like Ozfest back in 95, 96, starting that up, getting 50,000 people together, 20 bands, 30-day tours, was something, where you could see different bands that you wouldn't be able to see anywhere without the internet at, certain times in the period, the mid-90s. Slipknot were the ones that have a 9-piece member outfit, wearing masks, first to have insane pyrotechnics lighting show that really gave the fan something they wanted to see. It was shock metal, but it definitely inspired a lot of the bands today, which Lamb of God, when Pantera disbanded, Lamb of God were the ones to keep that pure American metal around, and are one of the biggest heavy metal bands today with their own unique rhythm, sound, and vocals inspired by politics and just everything's wrong with the world. Chimera were the same way. They were more about what's going on in everyday life. They were a 6-piece band. Electronics came in too. To their groove metal, they're a very much groove based band, and they still inspire bands today with their lyrics and their music. And the Black Dahlia Murder, kept on following Cannibal Corpse footsteps with very evil lyrics, but also very fast paced, with having very high vocals and very brutal growl vocals too. That is used a lot in death metal. All Shall Perish took deathcore into a new scene as well. Deathcore is still around today, and they were the first to do off-time breakdowns that really hasn't been done, and it's also inspired a web of other subgenres of what they've done. And the future of metal, I don't see dying at all. I just think that metal is going to keep on going on, and there's going to be more genres, subgenres of music for kids who are inspiring to be in bands. And heavy metal is just the inspiration, and it's just the history.